I have been struggling in IELTS writing for almost close to 1 year now, but I'm not getting the authentic information on how to get 7. I'm always stuck at 6.5. Leave that 6.5, man. I am actually stuck at 5.5. I have no clue, but my English is good, my reading is good, my listening is good, my speaking is almost 9, but my writing is 5.5. Do you have any tips? Do you have any video? Do you have those authentic information where if I just follow them, for sure I'm gonna get that marks? Well, if you're wondering, then I believe you are at the right place. Today I'm gonna unveil top 10 important tips that everybody should know if they want to excel in their IELTS writing score in a most easy way. Make sure you watch the video till the end. Hey everybody, Nakul here from Skills IELTS. I really hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm back with another video. Today's video is about IELTS writing, where I will share the top 10, the most important tips that everyone should know in order to get that 7 and above. It should be 7.5 or 8. Fortunately, these tips will work for 7.58, 8.59 and above 7. This will definitely work. Done and tested everything. A lot of students of mine have followed the same and have got a very good score. If interested in the online paid course, one-to-one feedback, speaking feedback, speaking one-to-one classes, reading live mock tests, listening live mock tests, any point of time you can text us in the WhatsApp. We will be there, I will be there to guide you. And if not subscribed to this channel, hit on the subscribe button for future notification. We will be coming up with more videos, something like this. Alright, so without wasting any time, let's start. I'm gonna share my screen. The 10 easy tips for band 7 and above. Tip number 1 is address the task response consciously. The point is, the 4 components that give you marks that you will be evaluated for in your exam. The first is task response, second is coherence, cohesion, third is grammar, fourth is vocabulary. Of all the things, this task response is the most trickiest. If you are falling behind in the task response, 100%, 10% you will not get 7. My grammar is good, my vocabulary is good, everything is excellent, but task response is wrong. What is your name is the question, but you are answering your father's name. How can you even expect 7? So what exactly I am talking about is task response is a bit tricky. Let me show you a small demonstration on what exactly I am talking about. I am sure after this you will relate why your scores are always stuck at 6.5 and not 7. Look at this question. It is becoming increasingly expensive for museums to be open to the public. What would be the best solution to keep them open? They are asking about what can be done so that you can open the museum. Collect the funds, sir. Correct? Make some entry tickets and also make sure people reach. How? Do some programs. They are asking about solution as to how do you make sure you collect the money from the people. How do you collect the money, because it's becoming increasingly expensive. Let's see this body paragraph 1. The problem of high cost of museum management can be resolved by encouraging people to visit exhibition center. The question is, how do you encourage? This is the question. Pay more attention. This is because most of the revenue is generated by selling tickets to art lover, which is further used to bear expenses. The idea is still not written. The person is assuming that, oh, I have idea, I have written the idea, but how do you pull the people? That is the question. Correct? So now, but in last few number of years, visitors have declined gradually in any museum. Consequently, it becomes difficult for museum management to bear the expenses, and due to this, they had to close some of the exhibition centers. Why they closed the museum is not even asked. What is your name? And you are talking about your neighbor's name. What are the causes for the museums to be shut down? Then the answer is correct. The person is trying to write the reasons why the museum is shutting down, why they are closing some. This issue may be resolved if people start visiting this place. So the question is, how do you make sure the people visit the centers in huge numbers? That is what the question indirectly asking. It is becoming increasingly expensive for museum to be open. What would be the best solution so that people would keep coming and you collect the money? How do you make that thing happen? How do you make sure? How do you ensure people come? That is the question. The answer, whatever is written, is in the question only. He has written, make sure people enter the museum, you collect the fee. But how do you make sure you make the people enter the museum? So the entire thing is gone for a toss. But the person thinks that I have written, or he has written the exact good essay, I should be getting 7 and above. No, answer is wrong. Task response has not been addressed at all. Question is different, answer is different. Like this, there are 20 million questions, man. Correct? So the idea is very simple. the approach to IELTS writing should be changed. You should have a solid approach that will fit in for every other question, so that you don't have to prepare for all the questions. Prepare for 20-25 questions so that you know how to answer, so that you get 7. Even if the question that you don't have a clue about comes in the exam, you will have an idea as to how to do. For that, watch the video till the end. Towards the end, I am going to unveil a lot of strategies. But yes, task response is the guy. Make sure you address it consciously, get the feedback. If you need one-to-one feedback, it's a paid course, by the way. You can text us in the WhatsApp, my team will respond. We will be there to help you. If interested in the paid course, you can join us. Alright, we go to the tip number 2. Coherence, cohesion is the key. What is this coherence, cohesion? If you turn on the Google Maps and you want to go to a particular destination, it says first go straight 100 meters and then on the roundabout, do a roundabout and then go left and then immediate right and go for 100 meters, and on your right the destination will be there if you walk for 20 meters. So, this is the coherence, cohesion, the representation, the narration. You make the reader or the listener understand things in a much better way. You make their lives easier. Hope you get that. That's where the actual marks is. Coherence, cohesion is the second component, which is the most prioritized component after task response. This coherence, cohesion is, people think it's just about adding firstly, secondly. No, it's the narration, how you take the content. For that, we have a nice template. Just follow this. I'm going to show you in the illustration as well. Write a main idea. This is in the second paragraph, that is body paragraph 1. The first line should be a main idea, second line should be a supporting idea, third line should be an example, fourth line should be the conclusion. But the most important thing is, whatever the main idea you write, let's say you talked about Apple, pay more attention, it's something really important. Supporting idea should also talk about Apple, examples that you gave should also talk about Apple, conclusion should also talk about Apple. That's one particular thing. Hope you are understanding. So, how do we do it? Main idea, and then you can write this is because, this is to say, this means, this implies, this refers to the fact that, this is due to the fact that, and write a supporting idea, and then you write for example in 2-3 sentences and then conclude. This structure you follow, let's see why you cannot get 7. Most of the people do not follow these structures due to wrong guidance. In our course, a lot of people are following this, and getting 7 is a cakewalk, peanut. 7.5 and 8 you need some effort, 7 is a peanut, trust me on this. Having said this, let's move to the actual example. So, this is what I am talking about. So, some people think it's better, read the question, to include more public parks and resorts rather than shopping malls. So, it's the question of comparison. Wherever you have the word more than, you have to compare both the sides. More public parks than shopping malls, you need to introduce is the question. And our student who got 7.5 was aiming for 8, Ansuya, she got 7.5. We have shared her the YouTube shorts, YouTube video as well of her testimony. You can watch the video in our channel. See, just observe consciously how she has written. More shopping malls in the new town creates ample employment opportunities. Main idea. She has disagreed. Do you agree, disagree? I disagree in the intro. Second paragraph she is talking. It creates ample employment opportunities. Simple idea. Now, this is because, this is to say, she wrote a sentence. Plethora of human resources are required, starting from guarding centers to assuring customers to maintain and run shopping centers successfully. You have an example? For example. This she writes in 2-3 sentences. A new town would have more number of city dwellers, and to meet customer demands, more shopping malls are required. So, if more shopping malls are constructed, they help to meet residents' demands as well as to create more job opportunities. As a result, what will happen? City's economic status might take upward and people's lifestyle will be improved with the jobs. On the contrary, if more public parks are built, only help to jog, no money, nothing, it will not help the country go forward. See, pay more attention. The first line is main idea, second line is supporting idea. From here till here she gave an example, but the question demands her to compare. So, for comparison she is adding one more. If you see here, to begin with, this is to say, for example, as a result, on the contrary, hence. It is not just about adding these words, it is about adding these words and inside of them, you need to logically construct the sentence that is vividly present here, and she is going to get full marks for her coherence cohesion. Follow the template. For more updates, you can any point of time text us for an online paid course. We will be there to guide you. Okay, we'll go to the tip number 3. Don't pay heed, don't pay attention to people who say, use these 10 words to get 7 and above. No, man, no, please. You're gonna mostly help them to gain some views so that the person gets more money. That's it. Think about it. All this will not give the marks. It's, what's your name? Tell your name. Telling your neighbor's name in the very hi-fi Shakespearean English, how can you expect examiner to give you mark? Logic, use your logic. It's not possible. We go to the tip number 4. Every question has a different answer. People text me, please give me this one review, please. Our team will respond saying, this one review will give you the understanding of this question. You cannot rely on that. Let's say this particular question you sent a review for is perfect and we give you 8. In the exam you can get 5.5 because in the exam some other question. Because what matters is not just grammar and vocabulary, coherence, cohesion, it is the task response. And this very guy called task response, he differs from question to question. He is like a chameleon rather. He changes his color. He is a different form. For every question it's different answer. So getting one review may not work. Getting some 100 reviews definitely help you. We go to the tip number 5. Always write mix of sentences. Always make sure you include simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentences as in relative clauses, which that you can make use of. In detail I will not be explained in this video, but I have many other videos made with respect to simple, compound, complex. You can have a look at it. But what exactly I meant, the same essay. The body, paragraph 2, the third paragraph I have taken. Further, more shopping malls in urban areas make shopping convenient. Simple sentence, my name is Nakul. Hope you are getting it. This is to say, people need not to travel longer distances, so depend on shopping center to buy goods and are compelled to buy if anything, if something of their interest is not available. This is a compound sentence because of the connector and. Thus, when more, now this is a complex sentence. If I go to hotel, whenever I go to hotel, when these are all the complex sentences. When more shopping malls are planned in the city, they may help people with varied product to select commodities of their choices if not accessible in one center. As a result, people might shop without any inconvenience and compromise with their choices. Simple sentence. So basically, this person is mixing simple, compound, complex, simple, compound, complex. So generally, parks and shop centers are for maintenance of wellness. Simple sentence. However, public parks and sports facilities are not widely used. Means for wellness as a people always. So complex sentence. And then so having fewer parks barely cause, not causes any convenience when compared to. Simple sentence. Idea is very simple. Make sure you mix them like this. Grammar should not be a problem at all. Okay. Finally, go to the tip number 6. You don't need hi-fi English to get 7. Always understand this. I have seen in PTE over 40,000 students Pearson test of English we teach, Skills PT academic. In Skills IELTS over 10-15,000 students. In IELTS most of them have this misconception. I am trying my best English possible, I am not getting marks. How to improve, They think that if they use a very hi-fi English they get the marks. No, writing is all about conveying your thoughts, correct? How you convey? You convey in simple way so that the person does not have to put extra effort to understand. With much ease, the person should understand. With what ease person understands, that is you get your marks, isn't it? So, don't have to use hi-fi things. Don't assume my English is not that good. I don't have a Shakespearean level of English, so I am getting low mark. No, it is not that. It is not just an English exam, it is testing your skill. Skill is your smartness. English is just a language, it's just a medium to convey. Your thoughts are powerful, not the language. Hope you are getting it. It's about conveyance, how you convey it in simple terms so that the person doesn't have to put extra efforts. Don't use hi-fi English, and trust me, it's not about necessity, it's not about not required. Hi-fi English should not be used. You use it, the examiner gets confused and you will not be able to convey what exactly you want. Examiner will not be able to understand in a way you meant. Scores go down. That's tip number 6 for you. Very useful tip. Tip number 7. Try to use models and modifiers. Models is like will, would, might, shall, should, ought, may, might. All these are the models. You have to use them. They're very, very important. Modifiers is he's good. Oh, wait. He's extremely good. Using adverbs is a modifier. This debated. This is widely debated. The word widely perhaps give a better understanding, better meaning to what you want to convey. This actually gives a better meaning. Then this is debated, this is widely debated. And may, might, will, would, can, could, shall, should, try to use them. So, if you see this essay, more shopping malls, travel distances, longer distances may help people with products, so many products or varied products. People might stop, people stop, people will be stopped, people might stop, and having fewer parks or sports facility causes or cause any convenience barely, hardly. So, these are all adverbs. Adverbs, modifiers or the modal verbs. Make sure whenever possible, do not force yourself to use, whenever possible please use them. Tip number 8, do not give more time to introduction. First paragraph itself people write 10 lines, not required. First paragraph no mark. What is required? Whatever the question asked, you just tell. Do you agree, disagree? That is what the examiner wants. I disagree, that is all the examiner sees. Some people, many people think that, believe that. Just copy paste and alter the word. It is better, it is, maybe you can use the same words, no issues. Can I copy paste the same word? No, cool, my tutor told, big problem, no problem. Do not put your energy and time into all these things. To include more public parks and facilities in new towns. For new towns to have, we just interchange the sentence, jumbled it up. More public parks and sports facilities in new towns, in the new towns or for new towns to have more public parks and sports facilities, rather than we said instead of. We did not put extra time, extra energy, hardly 1 minute, that is it, and then we start. Hope you are getting it. Here only people end up spending 10 minutes, poor time management. If you are doing it, stop doing it. Tip number 9, understand what matters most in IELTS writing. This is what you are evaluated with task response, coherence, cohesion, grammar, vocabulary, of all the things. These two are most important. But what people focus on? The third and fourth, because third and fourth is easy. You can learn grammar, you can learn vocabulary, learn a task response, learn coherence, cohesion. It takes time, efforts. I am getting confused. So, what people do? 3 and 4, 3 and 4. Guys, it is all about acceptance. Accept that it is difficult and learn towards it. That is it. It is an art, it is a progression. Task response, getting that grip on the task response is a progression. Write, get the feedback, write, get the feedback. Over the time you understand. Coherence, cohesion is a pure art, it is narration, it's like a screenplay in the movie. Correct? The more movies you experiment on, the more you learn. You need to learn with someone who writes good, who helps you understand better. Just focusing on grammar and vocabulary will not work, and grammar and vocabulary actually is not important at all for 7. For 8 or something 7.5, these two are required. If you have English is basic enough, these two, if you are smart enough to crack, you should be able to get that 7 bands. Tip number 10, write, like I already told you before, write in a simple way. I am not selling simple sentence, simple way. If I go to a hotel, comma, I may eat a lot. Write like this, what people do. Traveling to a hotel in this varied weather always makes me desireful for the scrumptious dinner, which otherwise would be, don't, please. I can't listen to that, Nakul. I cannot listen to my own voice. Don't do this. And don't think if you do this, you will get marks. You get less marks, not more marks. Write in simple terms. You convey what you want to convey freely, conveniently, comfortably. Trust me, these things actually work. If you are running in this direction, but the destination is here, no matter how fast you run, whether you run faster than Usain Bolt, do you ever reach the destination? No. I have to take a U-turn, and for that, to take the U-turn, for that to happen, subscribe to this channel, because I promise I am going to share the right information, help you reach that 7 bands or 8 bands at the earliest. This is Nakul signing off from Skills IELTS. I really hope you enjoyed this session. Very soon we will be back with our next set of videos. Keep watching Skills IELTS. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.